Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the Reluctant Nabi. Let me greet everybody real quick. Vorten Hardu Dag, Olo Oite the Bang, Vasas Los Wanter to me, Kedabawani Konichiwa. Ni hao ni ama, Sani Bonani, Jumbo Rabarigani, Assalamu alaikum, Shalom, Kumusta Ka, Kumusta Bukayo, and Talafa Lava Soifura. Now, one of the things I want to get into is that I am going to inform you that TikTok should be banned. And if you are an Afro person, you should be most disgusted at this. If you're running around calling yourself a black man, an Afro man, melanated man, Aboriginal, whatever, this app needs to be banned. You will say, well, it has some good stuff on it, but the most that they have on it is destructive to us as a community. And how they promote this is they keep a lot of real world truth. They'll let you talk about history, but they don't let you talk about the current government and what's going on, or recent history, or facts that are going on that will either enhance or destroy your life today. All right, so yeah, you could talk about black history, but you can't talk about the recent history of what the Dems are doing to the country. You can't talk about what destructive things other administrations have done to the country. And you can't talk about things that's harming your community today. Those things are banned. And you're thinking it's okay because, oh, you could talk about black history, but so long as you don't learn from the past, they're okay with it. All right. And so if everybody can't speak freely, then it should go. And that should be the mantra. All right. So with that said, let's move on. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell when you share. My PayPal and Cash App will be in the description box. All right. So let's kick into this. Okay, so many people in the so-called black community won't understand what's really going on. All right, and so I want to break this down because diverging thought, independent thought, especially within the black community, is being shut down primarily by black people on TikTok. It's as if a lot of the females and a lot of the left-leaning, or the one that is so hard for the Democratic Party, that they were shut down. These are people, I believe, that if the Democrat asked them to, Caucasian Democrat, the ones that would be considered the most racist, if they asked these people to, these particular black people that's shutting down people's channels, they would delete other black people in the community on behalf of the Democratic Party. Because they're not about community, they're about the party. So why is it that TikTok is censoring independent Afro voices, independent Caucasian voices, but not the Democrats? You gotta think about that. Not the current liberal mindset. The current liberal mindset isn't what it used to be. But because their platform was based on racism and weak morality, it was easily taken over by the Rainbow Crew, who are in the minority as a population, who is a majority Caucasian population to the tune of 79%. However, they run the media, Hollywood, they run the music industry, any of the arts, the magazines, and they run at least the Democrat Party. And they got their hands in the Republican Party too. All right. And so independent thought is important, but it's also dangerous to the CCP. Right? But CCP is dangerous, especially to us in the Afro community. Because why would they promote people that is more interested in destroying our community? Yes, I'm talking about our people, more interested in destroying our community than building it. Why would they do that? Well, listen to this.
TikTok has repeatedly chosen the path for more control, more surveillance, and more manipulation. Your platform should be banned. I expect today you'll say anything to avoid this outcome, like you are 100% responsible for what TikTok does, that you suddenly endorse a national data privacy standard, that Project Texas is more than a marketing scheme, that TikTok doesn't harm our innocent children, or that your ties to the Chinese Communist Party through ByteDance is just a myth. We aren't buying it. In fact, when you celebrate the 150 million American users on TikTok, it emphasizes the urgency for Congress to act. That is 150 million Americans that CCP can collect sensitive information on and control what we ultimately see, hear, and believe. TikTok has repeatedly been caught in the lie that it does not answer to the CCP through ByteDance. Today, the CCP's laws require Chinese companies like ByteDance to spy on their behalf. That means any Chinese company must grant the CCP access and manipulation capabilities as a design feature. Right now, ByteDance is under investigation by the DOJ for surveilling American journalists, both digital activity and physical movements through TikTok. We also know that many of your employees still report directly to Beijing. Internal recordings reveal there is a backdoor for China to access user data across the platform. Your employees said, quote, "Everything is seen in China." A gateway to spy is not the only way TikTok and ByteDance can do the bidding of the CCP. TikTok has helped erase events and people China wants the world to forget. It's even censored an American teenager who exposed CCP's genocide and torture of Uyghur Muslims. The facts show that ByteDance is beholden to the CCP, and ByteDance and TikTok are one and the same. TikTok also targets our children. The For You algorithm is a tool for TikTok to own their attention and prey on their innocence. Within minutes of creating an account, your algorithm can promote suicide, self-harm, and eating disorders to children. It encourages challenges for them to put their lives in danger and allows adults to prey on our beautiful, beloved daughters. It's also a portal for drug dealers to sell illicit fentanyl that China has banned, yet is helping Mexican cartels produce, send across our border, and poison our children. In China, the CCP proactively prohibits this type of TikTok content that promotes death and despair to kids. From the data it collects to the content it controls, TikTok is a grave threat of foreign influence in American life. It's been said it's like allowing the Soviet Union the power to produce Saturday morning cartoons during the Cold War, but much more powerful and much more dangerous. Banning your platform will address the immediate threats. Make no mistake, this committee is also looking to the future. America needs to be prepared to stop the next technological tool or weapon China will use for its own strategic gain. We must prevent any app, website, and platform like TikTok from ever spying on Americans again. And we must provide the strongest protections possible for our children. That is why this committee is leading on a national privacy and data security standard. It restricts sensitive American data from reaching our adversaries to begin with, and what big tech and data brokers collect, process, store, and sell. It makes it illegal for any platform to track and target children under 17. Mr. Chu, the committee has requested that TikTok appear before us for a long time. For those we serve, we're glad the day has finally come. Today, the world is watching. ByteDance is watching. The Chinese Communist Party is watching. But the answers you owe are to the American people, a free people who cherish their God-given, unalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness for all. They deserve the truth. Complete honesty is the standard and the law you are being held to before this committee, as we seek to get answers and a full understanding of what happens at TikTok under your watch.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.
Okay, so here's your problem, people. You have a lot of the ABWs on TikTok shutting down the content that doesn't line up with the destructive practices that are currently going on in the so-called Afro community. They're systematically shutting down Afro men that speak against that speak against the toxic rainbow behavior that's now in an obvious and affronted attack on how our children are raised and what they learn. Okay, how a lot of what's going on now, especially coming out of this administration, is not only toxic to our community or any community that values families, but downright dangerous. All right, these ideas are being promoted on TikTok while at the same time they are shutting down conservative speech. I'm not talking about Republican speech. See, there's a difference. I'm talking about conservative speech. If you are a conservative Afro man, and let me define that, it is a man that cares about family, that care about raising children for themselves, that care about not being swindled out of their money by banks, that care about the disposition of the education system and what their children are learning in school, that care about having their children and being able to raise their children and not have them taken by the government and given to the mother, while also taking the income from out of the man's pockets to give it to a woman that really don't care about the children or the children's well-being. And we know this because no woman that cares about the children and the children's well-being would take money out of the pockets of the father after they take the child from the father using the system, saying that he can have visitation. Visitation is not raising a child, but women are for this, and look at the disastrous results of this type of policy. But when you speak to that, these women will shut you down on TikTok. Here's the thing, Malcolm X says if everyone can't free, if Afro people can't be free, then nobody should be free. In other words, he was saying that we should fight to the end. It's better to die than be somebody's slave. I honestly believe that. All right? So, this is what's going on TikTok, and this is why it should be banned. I want you to keep this in mind. The only people TikTok really want to be discussing history that are melanated are the ones who are the least familiar with real history. The only people that they want representing the Afro community on their app are the ones that are the most destructive to the ideas of having a good and strong Afro community. The ones that are following the trends of the Caucasian, you know, like the rainbow, because keep in mind, again, I reiterate, the rainbow community is 79% Caucasian. They consist of 4.6% of the population, and it might be now 3% of the population. So let's say between 3 and 4.6% of the population. And then on top of that, only 12% of that are the melanated people, the so-called black people. Of this, the genders that outnumber it is 58% female. I want you to let that sink in. And so basically, that's who's running the government. That's who's running the country. That's who's running all of the media that your children are barraged with. That's who the Chinese TikTok is favoring over brothers in the Afro community that's trying to wake people up. And they are making sure that these right here will shut down any brother that dare tell the truth about what's really going on. Y'all need to watch y'all's back with this TikTok. It needs to go.